In Western societies, profound emotions and their accompanying feelings are given precedence and accompanied by periods of quietness. This practice is often utilized as a way to display reverence and contemplation. A notable example of this custom can be found within Dutch culture, where the tradition of the silent march is observed. This ritual has its origins in the silent Catholic processions of Amsterdam. This Catholic tradition emerged in response to the limitations placed on their activities by the Protestant establishment. To this day, these silent marches often serve as a response to senseless acts of violence, where people react in a manner that transcends the empty words that circulate following tragic events. In a world filled with noise and frequent instances of violence, silence becomes an appropriate response when words prove inadequate. The power of silence is multifaceted. It can go beyond speech, communicate without words, and complement situations where verbal language falls short. Embracing silence also holds benefits in terms of creativity, mental well-being, and spiritual practice. In the following presentation, we will explore the potency of silence by highlighting 4 advantages of maintaining quietness.
If you are new here, kindly consider subscribing so you can access all the valuable content we are diligently preparing for you. Firstly, the more tranquil we become, the more attuned we are to hearing.
The mystic and poet Rumi once realized that as we grow quieter, we open ourselves to different voices that had previously been drowned out by incessant verbal clamor. These voices can be internal, as philosopher Emerson termed it, internal knowing. By fostering inner silence, we can listen with effectiveness. Through this, we learn and eventually become more astute and enlightened. If we abstain from speaking, we solely share what we already know, learning nothing new. As the ancient philosopher Pythagoras once stated, the fool is recognized by his speech and the wise by his silence. In a similar vein, Laozi wrote, "Those who know don't talk, those who talk don't know." Thirdly, silence carries a potent message. In numerous instances, silence speaks louder than words. By responding to words with quietness and deploying appropriate pauses during conversations, we can effectively communicate without verbal or written expression. Dutch silent rituals exemplify the power of silence in conveying a message. It allows us to express what speech fails to capture. The myriad words spoken, ideas shared, and promises made often fall short of encapsulating the human experience. However, the power of silence as a response to tragedy lies in the recognition that no assortment of words can adequately convey what we aim to honor. The depth of our respect is such that we're willing to momentarily suspend dialogue and embrace silence. In the context of a conversation, the strategic use of silence can be commanding. American author Mark Twain remarked that the well-timed pause can be mightier than words themselves. Academic research reveals that silence within a conversation becomes challenging after a few seconds. Skillfully implemented pauses during communication can be a potent tool for achieving desired outcome. The uncertainty stemming from silence in dialogue can create discomfort, leading individuals to wonder if they've misspoken or if the other person harbors negative sentiments. Lastly, silence enriches well. Being silent enables us to escape the cacophony of a noisy world and the turbulence of our minds. The experiences of countless individuals across generations attest to the calming effect of silence on our restless minds. Research suggests that silence contributes to improved sleep and diminished insomnia. A study even found that 2 minutes of silence has a more tranquilizing impact than listening to relaxing music. Additional studies highlight the correlation between exposure to environmental noise and heightened stress hormone levels, which can disrupt sleep patterns. Florence Nightingale, the English social reformer and nursing pioneer, remarked that one of the cruelest forms of neglect is subjecting people, whether ill or healthy, to constant noise. While noise indicates the functioning of machines and technology, tolerating excessive noise is a grave misjudgment. Noise can be detrimental, harming our ability to function optimally. Thus, seeking respite from the relentless stream of information through moments of quietude enhances overall well-being and performance. In essence, what we're seeking is liberation. This liberation emanates from the void, the hush. It arises from solitary landscapes with closed eyes, from resting in a dark and quiet room, from the easing of tension during a tranquil vacation, from the weightless instant of orgasm, from the weightless instant of orgasm, from the mental leap prompted by a well-timed joke that momentarily halts the ceaseless march of time. Such emptiness interrupts the constant onslaught of information, allowing us to recalibrate, think more clearly, and pause to consider our foundational values. Embracing silence is seemingly simplistic yet profoundly impactful. While it defies verbal description, its significance is universally understood. It is all-encompassing, mysterious, yet lucid, comforting, and profoundly useful. Dense with meaning, it remains accessible to all. We sincerely thank you for accompanying us until the culmination of this video. We invite you to share your thoughts regarding the power of silence. It would be a pleasure to read your insights. If you're a newcomer, we extend an invitation to subscribe, embarking on this journey of exploration alongside us. Keeping silent aids us in comprehending our surroundings, identifying hazards and prospects that might have escaped us while engrossed in conversation.
It also permits us to gather insights about ourselves.
Often, our ceaseless thinking and analyzing block the inner voices striving to convey a message to us. Remaining silent can also lead to a deeper philosophical and spiritual awareness. Generally, individuals tend to equate themselves with their thoughts, believing that they are the sum of their mental constructs. Buddha's teachings reveal that we are not our thoughts. By silencing our minds and observing our thoughts, we discover their fleeting nature, realizing that a fixed self doesn't truly exist. Secondly, silence fosters creativity. Renowned mathematical physicist Albert Einstein asserted that silence stimulates the creative mind. When confronted with an absence of ideas, he would cease active thought and enter what he termed a state of immersion in silence. He patiently awaited the arrival of the necessary insights. Like other brilliant minds, Einstein spent considerable time in solitude using silence to his advantage. David Rock, executive director of Neuroleadership Institute, posits that a quiet mind is an open mind. Research delves into the moments of breakthrough during which innovative ideas or solutions unexpectedly surface. These instances involve the activation of weaker, less apparent connections between neurons, connections often obscured by dominant signals when we're immersed in vigorous mental activity. Rock asserts that ideas emerge when the overall activity in our brain is reduced. Engaging in less mentally demanding tasks or simply relaxing paves the way for these ideas. Constructing the right conditions to calm our minds is pivotal. This could entail taking a leisurely stroll, practicing repetitive exercises, or indulging in soothing music. For individuals like Einstein, this could translate to immersing oneself in silence and solitude. Throughout history, many great minds, including Isaac Newton, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, and Nikola Tesla, cultivated their ideas in tranquil environments. The individual confronted with silence may opt to conclude the interaction simply to alleviate the discomfort of the uncertain conversational gap. This decision can work in favor of the one who remains silent at the appropriate juncture. Another advantage of maintaining silence in conversation is its prudence. In certain scenarios, speaking can weaken one's position. For instance, if participating in a discussion where one lacks expertise, silence can wield more power. It not only provides an opportunity to learn, but also prevents one from unwittingly presenting themselves as knowledgeable about a topic they're unfamiliar with. The choice to remain silent demonstrates interest and a willingness to listen, a quality generally appreciated. As the Roman writer Pliny the Younger once mused, "I often regret that I have spoken, never that I have been silent."